Hey everyone on my channel, this is Ella Sorrowful Actually Autistic here to info dump on why I love The Owl House by Dana Terrence and not Disney. To help me explain, I'll go through each character that helps me fall in love with The Owl House, except for Amity and Will because I plan to do a future video on them. Starting with Luz, by her struggling to fit in with her peers and trying super hard in school. When I was a small child, I didn't care to learn because I was very hard on myself and I thought I'm too dumb to learn anything. As I got older is where I tried super hard to get on the honor roll, but like Retail, the grades didn't show my hard work on paper. She wanted to escape to another fantasy world because the real world is a struggle for her. It's something a lot of disabled children experience, including myself. The main reason why I love The Legend of Zelda, it gave me a place to escape from the hick boys calling me dumb. Hyrule was my safe haven from all the ableists in the world. It's why I love her explaining to her mom that she was never the reason why she wanted to leave the world, which is something I had to tell my family many times when I was struggling with self-harm thoughts. It was never them at fault. It was the jerks named Phil and Randy making my self-harm thoughts worse in a red store that recently cut DEI, which really doesn't shock me. The store was never inclusive to disabled or LGBT plus people. A moment away from the script. This is exactly why I'm an advocate for disability, because no one with disability should go to work just to work hard to be mocked and forced to quit by their coworkers. Alright, going back to Luz.
Why it took me so long to figure out. The only thing I've ever really wanted was to be understood.
When this aired, I started bawling because I was working a really stressful job with grumpy customers coming through my line. So honestly, I really needed to hear this. With the world on fire right now, this show is something I desperately need in my life. And it comes to full circle on why this became my comfort show. Because it shows me I'm not alone with my disability. And anytime I feel shamed or slowly hating my autism, I put on The Owl House to remind me it's nothing to hate or be ashamed of. Hello everyone on my channel, Editor Me here. This is normally what I look like when I'm editing. But here they are. Each of Ida's bottle potions. I am going to try to put them at $5 each. There are at least 10 of them. So this is a sponsor by me. So all these lovely Ida potions. But back to the video. This wouldn't be an Owl House love letter without mentioning my two favorite autistic boys, Hunter and Gus. I'm going to start with Hunter because I left some things out in his video when I was focusing on his autism. Honestly, I see myself through Hunter with autistic traits and his trauma because I shared a little bit here that I struggle with religious trauma. I don't talk about it much thanks to comments I get, and I will showcase them here. Back to Hunter. When Belos tells him the Titan have big plans for you, reminds me many times adults in church told me the same thing while praying over me to cure my autism. Like Hunter, I found friends and a cute little tuxedo cat to help cope through the evangelicals that follow me in the grocery store just for dressing emo. Another thing I related with Hunter was Belos getting upset with him learning wild magic, which was something the adults did in my church with reading Harry Potter or learning other religions. Me and my brother would get lectures on how learning other religions is blasphemous to God and how much it offends him. Off script, I'm following my own spiritual journey away from the Catholic Church because I didn't like how they weren't following Jesus' teaching, so I left. Back to Hunter, I used to be like him, thinking Catholics did so much good by helping the poor and people with disabilities. During COVID, I did a lot of research on the history of the Catholic faith, and it was horrible, like Bella's history toward the Boylan Isles. I had a similar reaction to Hunter finding out this information. I verbally shut down and I felt like my voice box was locked inside my body. This kind of trauma has lasting effects. Like Hunter having PTSD in the last 3 episodes is the same reason why I cannot go near a Catholic church anymore. It brings back the memories of a priest telling me that I'm unworthy of love without God. He said I would be nothing without God. I wanted to pause and thank Dana for writing about the harms of being inside a cult that can cause people who just want to exist through their life. It's very healing to deal with my religious trauma through a character, and it helps the show actually has good writing compared to other shows that are out right now. Now, I will try to do a future video on Gus, but I will have to tread cautiously because other autistic YouTubers have already covered him. Starting with him not understanding if people are being genuine with him or just using him. This is something I dealt with growing up, with some kids using my hyperfixation on Barbie just to mock me. Back to Gus. The time when he got stuck inside his head with a powerful illusion spell perfectly explains what it feels like to be overstimulated. And it's frustrating because, like him, I love how the animators show his eye being half blue and showing he has no control over this, just like me in real life with being overwhelmed. I don't randomly choose to be overwhelmed. It just happens. Well, I'm trying to do errands, and I have to find a way to calm down or else I will be filmed, which happens anyway, without me getting overwhelmed. So again, thanks to all the writers for making me feel seen with my disability. This rarely happens in media. Lastly, telling through Ida's character was the main reason why I fell in love with this show. Because it was very rare to have a cartoon show the effects of parents wanting to cure your disability growing up. Growing up, I felt like a burden and a curse based on people praying over me and telling me that God will cure me. I ran away a lot growing up thinking if I was gone, then my parents wouldn't waste their money trying to find out what was wrong with me. I understand where Ida is coming from not listening to her mother when she spouts, "Oh, I found a cure." My mom told me this when I was a freshman in high school, and I already grew with my disability, and like Ida, I know this was something I was stuck with for life. My mom was a lot like Ida's mother, trying to find ways to get rid of my disability, but like Ida's mother, she finally accepted that this is a part of me, and I should love this part of me. Also relate with Ida wanting to keep her personal struggles to herself. If you know me in real life, you already know this. I don't like showing my emotions due to other people struggling, and I worry about spiraling in an episode with my BPD. This scene in the owl house is why I became hyperfixated on this show. So it reminds me of when I was first starting college, being ashamed about my autism. I was trying super hard to hide it from my peers. And I watched this show when the college opened up after the pandemic, and I was still iffy about how I felt with my disability, and I was super quiet about it. I felt like a failure, not succeeding in school or any of my jobs. I was failing over and over. I kept blaming my autism as part of the problem when I failed to realize retail was just not built for autistic people. I felt seen with Ida breaking down with her owl curse, struggling to fly. It felt like this was my autism struggling to fly and me concealing it because I was embarrassed by it. Seeing her hold the owl beast as being a part of her helped me realize my autism is a part of me. I should be more kind to it. Dana Terrence doesn't realize how much a lot of people with disabilities needed to see this scene. Anytime I feel embarrassed about my disability, I put on the Owl House to remind myself that nobody should be punished for who they are and us disability people should stick together. I watch The Owl House to remind myself disabled people belong here, and it helps me feel less alone with my disability, because it does feel very isolating not having people around you with the same disability and not understanding how much of a struggle. So Dana, I just want to thank you. Your show for existing. I finally learned to accept my autism, just like Ida accept her owl curse. And it was thanks to your show. I personally hope you see this video one day and let you know, me and many other people with disabilities, thank you for making us feel seen. Giving us an amazing comfort show when it feels like the world is against us right now. So it really helps having this show. So again, thank you.